Are you saying Ashwin isn't bowling well? Gambhir, Rohit confronted after India make wholesome changes in playing 11. With a place in the final of the World Test Championship up for grabs, each test match is crucial for the Indian team. Following a loss to New Zealand in the first test at Bengaluru, Rohit Sharma pulled out all the stops, making as many as 3 changes to the playing 11 for the second test in Pune starting today. Headlining that change was the inclusion of all-rounder Washington Sundar, who replaced Kuldeep Yadav in India's lineup. Drafted into the squad soon after the defeat in Bengaluru, that Sundar got a game right away puzzled the onlookers. Former New Zealand pacer Simon Doull couldn't understand the logic behind the decision, pressing really hard to come to terms with the fact that Captain Rohit and coach Gautam Gambhir in fact decided to swap Kuldeep with Sundar. Sundar is coming off a spectacular show in Ranji Trophy Group D match, scoring a sensational 152 against Delhi and grabbing a match haul of 6 wickets. However, Doull's only concern stemming from Sundar's inclusion is his perception that perhaps it's a reflection of the team's lack of faith in Ravichandran Ashwin. The veteran India spinner picked up 100th in the first test, a rare flop show, but rest assured, Ashwin wouldn't be amiss for a second game in a row. Washington Sundar. He's done well in domestic cricket, scoring 100 and taking wickets as well. Does that tell us how Ashwin bowled in the first test? Ashwin is a genuine world great, but by bringing in another off-spinner, are you saying that he didn't bowl as well in the first test match? Don't worry, that won't happen. He isn't going to go 2 test matches without bowling well, Doull said during a discussion with Anil Kumble on Jio Cinema just before the start of play. Another big takeaway from India's playing 11 in Pune was the decision to stick with Sarfaraz Khan with Shubman Gill coming in. KL Rahul was expected to be persisted with despite scores of 0 and 12 in the previous test, more so given the backing he received from Gambhir on the eve of the test match. However, the eventual outcome was totally different altogether, with him getting dropped and India going ahead with both Sarfaraz and Gill. It does surprise me a little bit. I heard the press conference, it was all about backing players, backing your abilities and knowing what they do. And all of a sudden after 1 test, you're saying that the guy who was good enough for the first test, isn't good enough for the second. Yes, the young man has knocked the door down with a big 150. That's fine, but all of a sudden, you're not backing the guy you did for test number 1, mentioned Doull. Doull's sentiments were echoed by former India spinner, captain and coach Kumble, who said, "I am really surprised that India had to make th for more on this story." Visit the news article link.